is a Rita.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my Tequila Johnson. Just call me Tequila tonight.
Woo!
That's strong?
Better get you some. Trust
Let
me.
Let me see. Cause see, I'm not a
This
Rita.
ain't no mix. This is a.
Wait a minute. I'm not a Rita girl. He got a Rita mix.
Oh my God. Woo!
Whoa! Y'all remember Martin?
Y'all, I'll let y'all know in the comments
what
Martin is saying.
It's torts. It's torts. Y'all hear our audience member? We got one audience member. Yay!
Do you love me?
No, I'm so sick of you right now.
All right, so, y'all. Another go around.
We don't have to keep telling the people welcome back because they're already subscribed to the channel. Like, why we got to keep telling them welcome back? I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying welcome. If that's the case,
yeah, I knew.
If that's the case,
I knew you were gonna do that.
And scene. Okay. No, so let's get into it. Like, do you even watch Love and Marriage Huntsville?
I really don't, but I heard that Kiki's dead. I don't know Kiki.
Yeah, and that you don't know. That's what's so crazy. So
is that the one, Marsau?
So that is LaTisha Scott's cousin.
Who's LaTisha?
LaTisha is married to Marsau.
Oh, okay.
So Marsau's wife is Tisha. Tisha did not bring her cousin Kiki onto the show. Melody brought Kiki onto the show. So first of all, before we get into this, I just want to know, like, seriously. So Kiki Jabbar, who was wife, mom, she was a professor. She was very well known in Huntsville, Alabama for the good works that she has done. She has passed away at the tender age of 42 years young. She was a wife. 42? Yes. She was a wife, a mother, and what is so sad is that she was addicted to opioids. So not really sure how long Kiki was addicted to opioids, but all we know is that Tisha, Marsau's wife, had a cousin named Kiki. Kiki was brought onto the show by Melody. And so the thing is, what I'm seeing is, because I'm in a couple of these groups, and so a lot of people are saying that Mel brought Kiki in to continue the alleged cheating rumors about Marsau cheating on Tisha. They brought her in to just help Melody's case and push that narrative, whatnot. So
okay, I know about Marsau, whatever his name is, because that was Sheree's friend.
No, that's Martell.
Oh, Martell.
Martell was with Sheree.
So this is a different person.
Yeah, so Martell and Marsau are friends on the show. Martell was with Sheree. Martell was married to Melody, who brought Kiki into the show.
Y'all, I gotta catch up. I don't know what the...
Just how has to catch up, but I'm gonna continue, like, talking about this. So a lot of people, what I'm seeing, are saying is that Kiki was used as a pawn by Mel to bring her into the show so that she could just further the alleged cheating.
What's the name of that show?
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Carlos King. Yes. So they said Kiki was just brought into the show to further the narrative about Marsau being a cheater, XYZ, ABC. So if y'all have watched the show like I have, we've seen Kiki come in, and it was just like, Kiki, not gonna lie, Kiki was a little hurricane. She came in and she helped further the drama on the show. We watched her and Tisha battle back and forth. We watched her say things, and we've watched Tisha say things. We've watched Marsau say things about Kiki having an opioid addiction. We saw them just like dragging her and basically just calling her an addict and making her look bad, and it was just kind of sad. And so now Kiki passed away, and so there are a lot of like conflicting there are a lot of just conflicting stories that we've seen on social media about Kiki. So when we first found out that Kiki passed away, one report was saying that Kiki passed away surrounded by friends and family, da 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 da. Then another report came out and said that Kiki passed away in her car and that she passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning.
But damn, how did she die?
So listen, Kiki's uncle just basically put it out there straight, no chaser, like a tequila shot, and said, listen, Kiki passed away. He's saying because of the show. He is blaming Carlos. He is blaming the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so basically he put it out there that I don't want not one of y'all Negroes to come to this homegoing, which is happening tomorrow in Huntsville, Alabama. Kiki's friends and family are laying her to rest tomorrow. So honestly, I don't know. With her uncle getting on social media and calling out Miss Wanda and calling out Marsau and calling out LaTisha and saying all these things about how they treated Kiki so bad. Honestly, I just don't know. All I know is that
it's a lot of stories. So.
Kiki was a wife, Kiki was a mom, and the last few times that we have seen Kiki on the show, again, opioids played so much of a part that the last thing we all remember, let's keep it a buck. Maurice and Kimmy had a barbecue at their home, and so we know that Maurice had bought Kiki this nice Jeep that she wanted. They saw this nice, yeah, but her uncle, Kiki's uncle, is saying that carbon monoxide wasn't a play and that he's saying that the show is the reason. He's basically alluding to the fact that Kiki may have unalived herself due to her being used as a pawn on the show. Because when you look at some of the episodes, it's kind of like,
okay. So I think Carlos is not going to the funeral.
Then Carlos ain't allowed. Mel is not allowed. Tisha's not allowed. Tisha mama ain't allowed. And these are her blood relatives. Like, they are not allowed to come. Her uncle said he got on live and he said, I'm trying to keep the peace. But he basically said, I want y'all black asses to stay as far away from this funeral, from this family as possible. So that's basically what he said. So
he's saying he played a little bit into the...
he feels like Kiki unalived herself and that it wasn't carbon monoxide. Because the thing is, we know when we see carbon monoxide deaths happen when somebody ends up behind the wheel and the car is still on, and the carbon monoxide, they're in the garage and the car is running. When they quote unquote found Kiki, the car was not running. Kiki was unalived. So, right. So that's what they're saying. So the first report that came out was saying that Kiki was surrounded by friends and family. The second story that has come out has said that Kiki died of carbon monoxide poisoning. Her uncle has gone on live and has basically alluded to the fact that he feels that Kiki may have unalived herself due to the stresses and pressures. Because the last time we saw Kiki, Mel was firing Kiki. Mel fired Kiki on the show. Mel got on Kiki about not being a good friend to her and basically told her what Shawnee had told Brandy, your services are no longer needed on this show. So that's basically how that ended.
Well, we know Mel won't be at the funeral.
Right, because she's not allowed to be. Even though Mel brought her on the show saying that Kiki is a good friend of mine. And then we find out that Kiki is Tisha's cousin. So it's kind of like, okay, how is your cousin being brought into the show as, oh, you been from, okay, Minnesota? Okay, Minnesota?
We're not.
How you doing?
My child is back in town.
It's okay. You ain't got to say nothing.
But you interrupting the show.
Oh.
Do you see the shirts we made?
I like that.
We love drama. We love drinks.
But you interrupting the show. But how you doing?
But how you doing? You good? You good? You good? I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, man. It was fun, man.
Yes.
Where did you go?
Went to Minnesota. Yeah.
Oh, did you go see Prince's house?
Yeah, I did.
You went to the Lake of Minnetonka? You ain't go?
No. That's like 2 hours away from where I was at.
That was 2 hours away.
Are we recording?
We're recording, yes.
That's where Prince is from, Minnesota.
Yes, Minnesota.
Is he? Prince is from Minnesota?
Yes.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Oh, I don't want to offend the fans.
We don't want to offend the fans.
How the hell y'all got no fan in there?
We ain't got no fans.
We recording.
Y'all cool off of that wine?
We cool, baby.
We good.
That's what we doing.
Yeah, we good off the wine.
Go get you some of that double XL peach.
Man.
Double XL. Sponsored by Just Kyle.
We about to. So.
Yeah, we almost done.
No, so that's the thing. So it's like just a lot of conflicting reports about how Keke passed. But Keke's uncle is not with the shits, and he's telling everybody to stay the F away.
As he should, because this is something that's sad.
It is, because it's
and
like...
if they had a part in it, I wouldn't want you at my niece's funeral.
Right, and that's the thing about, like, I was feeling a certain kind of way because I
Not
saw...
Not saying they did murder, but it's like, right. I know what he's somebody...
So I went back and I watched today before we started recording. I watched a few months back. Keke was talking about, quote unquote, she's never felt this sick in her life. So she was talking to her husband, Amin, about her opioid addiction, but she was also talking about how she was in the hospital and how whatever was going on with her body, that she was just feeling a certain kind of way. And he was like, basically he was trying to help her. He said, but when you tell the doctors you ready to leave the hospital, well, I can't advocate for you like how I want to advocate for you because you're ready to leave the hospital. Yeah. So what am I supposed to do? So Keke was basically saying that everything, like she couldn't keep anything on her stomach because it was making her just violently ill. And she was just talking about this pain that she was feeling. She could not identify with it. That was on one of the episodes.
That's why she was on the opioids?
Well, no, she was off the opioids because she had gone to rehab and she was, but again, you're an addict. You could fall back at any, you know what I'm saying? At any. No. Yeah. Right. No, exactly. No, Amy Winehouse would be, Amy Winehouse would be the perfect picture to paint when you think about Keke because.
Well, I was just thinking when you said rehab, I love that song.
Right. No, because they were both struggling. Yes, because they were both struggling with the same type of addiction. So my thing is, it's like, I can see in some ways how Keke was used as a pawn on the show. And to me, it's just maddening and it's sad. And so, like, what I'll never forget is just what's crazy is that her and LaTisha, so we already knew that when Keke was introduced, they had talked about the rivalry as cousins that LaTisha, aka Tisha, and Keke had growing up.
Big Tisha.
Right, Big Tisha. So we saw that they had talked about the rivalry that they had growing up, being cousins, being rivals, So what was crazy was that the last time they had talked, Keke, I guess, was talking to people that had been allegedly linked to Tisha's husband cheating. And Keke was supposedly in touch with this lady. And so Keke had called Tisha like, hey, such and such told me that she was basically screwing your husband. And I want to talk to you about it. So Tisha never showed up for the meeting that Keke allegedly wanted to have with her to talk about her husband. Because Tisha is blind to the fact that her husband is out here in these streets. Allegedly, yes, Pound Town and everybody. Get it sexy. That he out here just with his dirty dick, allegedly slanging it here, there, and everywhere.
Playing a nasty song.
Right. So, Tisha Marsau. So, Tisha Marsau. So, it was like Tisha Marsau and another friend, Stormy. They're sitting at the table. They're playing cards. Kiki walks up and Kiki tries to give Tisha a hug. Tisha dodges a hug like basically curves her. And so Kiki gets offended and is like, this bitch, like basically like that.
She did the Karen.
Yes, she dodged her. So, did the little pump fake. So Kiki is like, this bitch. So anyway, Kiki sits with Stormy, who is also on the show, and they start talking. And so Tisha comes back and sits down. So her, Marsau, and Stormy continue playing cards. So Kiki starts getting louder because Tisha and Marsau are talking to Stormy and they're ignoring Kiki. And so Kiki's getting mad about it. So Kiki is like, I'm tired of being the bad guy with these situations. So she was like, I'm trying to tell y'all that such and such called me and told me that she basically screwed Marsau. And so she was like, and I called Tisha and I tried to meet with her to tell her da-da-da-da-da, but she act like she didn't want to meet with me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So Tisha Marsau, they talking, they ignoring her to the fact where Kiki gets so angry that Kiki has a cup of water and she splashes it in Tisha's face. And so that caused a whole bunch of drama. And so Maurice and Kimmy, whose house that they was having a barbecue at, they kicked Kiki and her husband out because Kiki's husband and Marsau end up about to fight. So they kicked Kiki and her husband out of the party. So while they kicked Kiki out and her husband, right. So while they kicked them out, Marsau and Tisha and Autumn start going in on the fact that she is a recovering opioid addict. But what I'm saying is like they're going in and talking about her like a
so
dog.
We just don't know how she died. We
don't know. But the uncle is trying to allude to the fact. Either way it goes, I feel like when you get on these reality shows, don't bring people you beefing with on. It's really not. It is really not worth it because we already know. Like the many scenes that I watched Kiki on, I'm like, I saw her and I looked at her. I'm like, she ain't stable, and she's not. She's not strong enough to stand alone. She's
reality shows are not for everybody.
It's not. And if you won't come on, have a nemesis, but don't let that nemesis be family because here is a perfect example of what happens. This is a perfect example of what happens when you and your family member cause a wedge so deep that you can't fix it. This can't be fixed because Kiki's not here. And her and Tisha ended on such a bad note. And Tisha even commented.
Well, that's not a good thing anyway because if they wasn't really effing with each other, and then you go on the show, so now you have to film with her. Right. Now you got to be in her face, so you have to have scenes. But
what I'm saying is, off camera after Kiki got fired, what I'm saying is that her and Tisha could have had a moment to reconcile, where it's just like, after this show, I'm about to get this shit right with my cousin because we don't know da-da-da-da-da-da. The thing is, they never had an opportunity to get shit right, and now Kiki's gone. Right, and here's the thing. So Tisha has commented like, I always thought that this would be something that we could get moved past, and I would be able to, to rekindle with my cousin. And here's the thing: you can't rekindle. So the last thing we're gonna see is your husband continuously calling your cousin pretty much a snowhead.
She was on coke.
Well, that's how so that's how Tisha's husband basically just tried to refer to her. Because he's saying opioids is that addictive, like that.
But she was never on coke, so yeah.
But the thing is, the husband was still diminishing her to that.
I mean, if you're trying to allude that, but it's like.
But he's diminishing her to that.
But coke is totally different than some daggone opioids.
They're probably about the same on the addiction level.
I mean, yeah, addiction wise, but
Yeah, they're about the same.
Now I gotta get into my Whitney mode. Crack is cheap. Crack is whack. I make way too much money to be on crack.
I'm just saying, to me, it's just sad. To me, the fact that you have this beautiful woman, 42 years old, married, has children, and it's like they are going to go the rest of their life without their mom. The husband is going to try to raise these 3-4 kids by himself. His name is Amin, and they're getting ready to lay Kiki to rest tomorrow. So it's like prayers and thoughts, love and light is sent to the Jabbar family. Yeah. My thing is reality TV ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
Well, because
and if I'm gonna go on reality,
reality no
exactly. If I'm gonna go on reality TV, guess what? I'm not bringing family on.
You have producers literally trying to set up scenes.
Yes. If I'm going on
they're
reality,
playing stuff and somebody, oh, such and such, yeah, they said, oh, we found it, oh, by the way, we need you to film with them in 5 minutes.
Guess what? Reality TV, I'm not bringing my family on. I'm not bringing my family on. I'm not bringing you on. I can make an ass of myself.
It's like
but I'm not
like the Kardashians. I mean,
I'm so sick of them.
I know, but they've been doing it, and they're still doing it. Years and years and years of filming their lives on reality.
Yeah, and you saw Kim and Courtney trying to fight and looking a mess.
That was the funniest thing.
Just looking real
stupid. That was
stupid.
the funniest thing ever.
Looking real stupid. So again, y'all, share, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel.
The comments.